All right, what's going on, everybody? It is Wednesday. It is nice and chilly here in San Antonio. We're finally getting a cold front. Welcome back to the experience. And I'm Drew. With me, as always.
This is Justin from Spinebuster Tees and spinebustertees.com.
Yes, sir. He's back. He's back this week. And
All right,
RJ,
how was last week's show?
it's pretty quick. Um, I had some things to talk about. So I was, just talking about the shows. I even did some Q&A that were, still in our questions section. So
Oh yeah, we
did
haven't done a Q&A in a long time.
so. It was about like maybe 50 minutes, so it went by rather quick, but it was pretty easy.
Gotcha.
I mean, I've done solo stuff before. Before you came on, I was essentially a solo act, and it's one of those things that like I don't mind doing it if I have to. I just hate doing it.
Sure.
So like I always try to find options, and I'm like, all right, well, I'll just do a solo and get out of here quick. But you feeling better?
Yeah. Mm, those just sick a few days and I'm back, so ready to talk wrestling.
Wrestling, and then RJ the Brooklyn Savage, he will be on in a bit. So, but we have quite a few things to cover. It's funny. I watched Wrestle Dream and Justin didn't. So that's going to be interesting trying to explain the show from someone who is, partial. I'll just that's the kindest way I'll put it to the product. And then of course, TV shows and shit. So, um, yeah, I'll just be brief about the TV show review. So, last week was I guess, the first 2-hour Raw since 2012. And yeah, Justin, give your quick thoughts on what you think about the 2-hour Raw
It
or the
was a
2-hour
bad
Raw.
show.
Okay. Um,
It was a bad show. You could tell
last
that it was a bad show. This week was a little bit better, but yeah.
I actually think the opposite. Last week was actually better. This week's Raw was you could have missed it. Also, it was pre-recorded because they were overseas in London. I still wanted to watch it because you're kind of hearing things about what could have happened. With Tiffany supposedly cashing in, and then she tries to cash in, and then Dom ruins it, and that's how Raw ends, which is kind of a boo. But yeah, this week's Raw was kind of a miss. Um, aside from some bright points, you had the Cody and Gunther promo, which was fun to hype up their match at Crown Jewel, and then Jey Uso planting, or not really planting seeds, but setting up his involvement in the Bloodline storyline. Jimmy coming to Raw, trying to talk to Jay. Jay says he doesn't want to talk to him. Get on my face. So that I like that they're taking their time with this and not trying to rush it because it just wouldn't seem as special. Because this is like 4 years of storytelling, you know, that you really need to build up to. And also Braun Breaker, explaining his actions from last week, why he speared Jay after shaking his hand. Um, and then telling Jay, you've been sucking off your family's legacy for the past like decade, which is just like, yeah, choice of words, Braun, but good promo, by the way. But yeah, for the most part, this week's Raw was very missable, in my opinion. Last week's Raw was decent. I mean, you had the main event, which was Gunther and Sammy. That was really good. Um, but yeah, these 2-hour Raws is just, I'm fine with it. I think they're probably going to go back to 3 hours when they go to Netflix. That's just kind of how I see it. Um, Partially because the roster is so stacked. You have so many people on the roster, and you run the risk of eventually you might need to cut some people to save some time, which I don't want that to happen, obviously. But um, yeah, but what do you think? Do you think that you might go back to 3 hours in January?
No, I think USA may have the 3-hour SmackDown, and I think they may do a draft before the Raw, sometime in December. That's just a guess. I may be wrong about that.
Right. I mean, I think SmackDown. Yeah, yeah. It wouldn't surprise me if both did it, but if SmackDown does it, that might make sense because for the most part with SmackDown, it's very much a Bloodline and Cody show, and there's so much talent on the show that needs more exposure than just Roman and the fake Bloodline. So I digress. But um, and then NXT was well, we'll talk about NXT last week. I kind of want to get your thoughts on Randy Orton and Javon Evans. Main event of the show was about 8 minutes, which was I was a little puzzled by it. I'm like, why is it 8 minutes? And then you saw why. Decent match. Again, we both like Javon Evans here. I upside for him. He has a future, and Justin is gone. We lost Justin. Where did he go? I'm pretty sure he'll be able to jump on. But yeah, we love Javon Evans over here. Clearly has a future. Dude has a look. He's talented as hell. He's charismatic. But so 19 years
Sorry
old.
about that. Discord kicked me out, but it was a good match. Javon Evans and Randy Orton. Can't say anything else that anyone else has said last week. Yeah, they missed the botch of the RKO, whatever, but that didn't take anything away from it. So it was really just to, kind of, put over Javon Evans.
All right, good match. Not much else you can add. I see it more as a miscue rather than a botch, but that's just me.
Well, this the botch miscues saw the same thing.
Yeah, you're right. And it was also nice of Randy to just kind of reassure the guy, you're okay, don't worry about it. Because you can tell Javon was really sad about it, like he felt bad. And I was listening to Cornette talk about it. And Cornette was surprisingly like nice to Evans because he's like, well, he's a 19-year-old kid. He's of course gonna shit himself, being in the ring with Randy Orton. 2009 Randy Orton probably would have tore this kid or probably would have fucking cussed this kid out. But now you got nice guy Randy Orton at 44, who was like, I've been there. Just don't worry about it. So then you had Tony D'Angelo versus Obafemi for the North American title. That was a really good match. Really, really good match. With Tony D'Angelo going over. He's now the North American champion, which more than likely it's going to be, from the way it looks on last night, it's going to be Oba and Tony D'Angelo at Halloween Havoc next Sunday. And there's, it's spin the wheel, make a deal. So there's going to be a stipulation match, which is, I guess, more believable for Tony to win a second match, which leaves Oba in the main event picture, which is kind of where he needs to be. But what'd you think about that match last week?
Good match, very good match.
Okay. And then last night on NXT, decent show. Like we were talking about earlier on the pre-show, decent show. Ethan Page is going to get his rematch for the NXT Championship against Trick Williams at Halloween Havoc. So I guess that makes sense. I mean, well, not I guess it makes sense because he needs his rematch. It wasn't going to be Wesley. Wasn't going to be Javon because I don't think Javon's ready for that main event spotlight on a pay-per-view just yet. Even though he was part of the main event, but that was a triple threat. If it's like, I'm talking about more like straight 2-on-2. So it makes sense for Ethan to get his rematch, and it's going to be a Devil's Playground match. What else? What are some other matches? You had Lola Vice versus Nikita Lyons.
She returned.
Yeah,
on
she
TV. Yep.
Yeah, good to see Nikita back. And then Jada interfered, so Jada and Lola are going to be continuing their feud. What else happened on the show? Well, oh yeah, Stephanie McCourt made her NXT debut, wrestling Ren Sinclair. Our girl over here, Ren, in a good match. I think Ren was a really good opponent for her on NXT, and Stephanie looked great out there. Her stuff looks legit. I do like that one move where she takes her legs and she climbs on top of them and just slams them to the mat. I think that's pretty cool. So, and then next week you're gonna see Stephanie McCourt and Julia uh, team up before Halloween Havoc to face Deadly. Oh no, what was it? Deadly Influence, Toxic Influence. Is it Toxic Influence?
Fatal Influence.
Fatal Influence. I was way off.
Or Fatal Attraction, whatever the hell it is.
I think
Fatal Attraction. That's the movie. Fatal Influence. Yeah.
I will not be ignored. So that should be fun. It's gonna be next week, and it's pretty much the gist of it.
Andre Chase is back too.
Andre Chase, good to see Mr. Chase back. Um, what else? I think that's pretty much the gist of NXT last night. Always a good show.
Lexus King and Mensa, they had their
That,
match too.
that was good. Decent match. NXT fell in the ratings this week. The last 2 weeks they were in the 900s. Jesus Christ, I can't talk. 900s and 800s. This week they fell. Let me actually can get it
They're like
right now.
665,000, I want to say.
All right. WrestleNomics ratings 639.
Oh, yeah, that's even worse.
639 and the .18 in the demo. So those first 2 weeks they were gonna get those big ratings because you had CM Punk come out the first week, then you had Randy Orton come out in the second week. This week it kind of is going back to what it was before, which is a little. I don't know. I would just think for since they're on basic cable, the ratings would probably maybe be higher, maybe like a 700,
Yep.
800. But yeah, it's a little concerning for me.
I mean, I
Uh,
wouldn't say all that. They they had competition, stiff competition on last night. They had the game 2 of the, I think it was the ALCS baseball. So that's pretty significant competition there. So
yeah, the Mets and the Phillies, right?
they,
Or am I getting it wrong?
no, that is it the Mets? No, it's not the Phillies. It's the Mets and the it's not the Phillies. Hold on.
So I know the Yankees are playing
It's the
against
Yankees and the Guardians. It may be the Phillies. No, it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers.
Dodgers. There you
And I
go.
was like, I know it's not the Phillies. Yeah, it's like the best team in baseball, the Dodgers.
Yeah, me and baseball don't work well together. I'm not the biggest baseball aficionado, unfortunately. But that was NXT, and you didn't watch Dynamite, right?
Nope.
Okay,
Care not to. I mean,
right.
I can tell you what happened. Why even basically, long story short, Tony Khan is Shane the Bed as Booker. So
That's what I keep hearing. Is it's, I don't know. I know you didn't watch the pay per view. Did you at least see that clip of him with Antonio Noki's kids?
no.
So the show opens with Tony Schiavone bringing out Tony Khan and Antonio Noki's kids, wrestling legend Tony Inoki. And Tony Khan, for whatever reason, doesn't think that maybe I shouldn't yell into a microphone because the whole point of a microphone is I don't need to yell. But he's out there saying like Antonio Inoki, like you're doing all that shit and yelling, and you see Inoki's kids just have this like bewildered look on their face, like why is this white man yelling? And he tries to get the crowd on this chant that Inoki used to say, which what I found out in American means 1, 2, 3. And he tries to do it, and the crowd wasn't really doing it. They were just like half-ass doing it.
Well, they
And they,
don't. I mean, only like New Japan fans and people who are familiar with Tony Inoki will actually know the chant. So
it was just sad to watch. So, but yeah, Wrestle Dream, as you can imagine, it started early. I think like at 6 or 7, and then it ended at 11:30 p.m. And this time it was 11 matches. I mean, the last pay-per-view was 8 matches, like 7, 8 matches, and it still ended at 11:30. And it's just like I don't know, like we've had this discussion before. I still stand by it. Tony needs to find a way to pace these shows better. Like I get the whole notion of more bang for your buck, but it's like these people need to be out of here at a certain time. Not everybody has the time to be there till 11:30 p.m. on a Saturday. Most people want to leave. I mean, WWE, they do like what 5 or 6 matches per pay-per-view, and they're out of there by like 8:30. Which people are bitching about that now, which I don't know why, but I don't know. Just again, I'm glad I didn't watch it live. I just watched the replay, but let me just go through the matches. Wrestle Dream was in Tacoma, Washington, in the Tacoma Dome. Drew 8,045 people. Uh, I didn't really care about the pre-show matches, so I just warded off of that. Rico is now in AEW. He's with the male model guys. So good to see Rico. I've always liked Rico. And he had an interaction with Billy Gunn in the ring, so it was kind of cool seeing that. La, 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 la. There are 4 pre-show matches. Jesus Christ. All right. The first match on the actual show was Jay White versus Hangman Adam Page. Uh, this is actually a good match. This is a good wrestling match, and I know it's weird for me to say because I don't like Page, but Page is also someone that he can be led. And Jay White, I've always liked.
Do you
Um,
not think that he pulled his own weight in the match?
no, I
Okay.
think.
I'm not even
Well,
I'm not
well,
even gonna
well,
try to think.
I'm going to give a reason why. You know why? Because again, it's like with everybody in AEW. Everybody in AEW doesn't wrestle enough. Page doesn't wrestle enough. You look in WWE, again, it's night and day. Tony Khan's not going to do house shows, and you have guys there that would rather wrestle one day a week and get paid. And I can go into this huge spiel about money, which I'll, leave it.
Does Jay White wrestle enough?
I mean, nobody really wrestles enough,
Oh,
to be
okay.
honest. But all in all, Jay White is a good opponent. I like Jay White. Just don't think he gets a fair shake. And I really thought he led a lot of this match. And it was fun. It was a good match. It was weird to see Jay White get the win. And I say that because Paige just had this like bloody, cinder
Stupid.
block cage
Fucking it's
match
fucking dumb.
where
I
he
love Jay White. I love
right.
Jay White. He's one of my favorites from AEW. Like, but it doesn't make any sense why he won.
Right.
Like, at
Like,
all.
Paige just like almost killed him, like pretty much just killed a guy.
Paige should be fucking. He should be the fucking AEW World Champion right now, in my opinion. But whatever. Like,
I mean, I guess by logic and by push, it makes sense for him to be the
or at least in
champion.
contention for it. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. But uh RJ, I see in the chat room, just jump on. Just press join voice chat. But yeah, just you're gonna have him lose to Jay White, who hasn't been around in a while. Like that doesn't make any sense. And again, I'm not the biggest Page fan, but just by logic, Page was just in this big like death match, and his first match in is against a guy that hasn't been around for a while, and then he loses to him.
you know what? I don't blame either or. Don't blame Paige. Don't blame Jay White. Blame Tony Khan for booking himself into a corner. This match did not need to happen. You could have put Paige against somebody else. You could put Jay White against somebody else and have them both win. Like this does not benefit anyone. And now
Right.
apparently tonight on Dynamite, Jay White lost to Christian because Paige interfered in the match. So it's like why stupid. It's really stupid.
But that's Tony Khan, people. Then you had the next match, which was a singles match for the AEW Women's Championship. Yeah, Mariah May and Willow Nightingale. This was just okay. Like this was just an okay match. Nothing really exciting or memorable or interesting happened. Again, love Willow. Um, that's okay, RJ. Um, well, I love Willow. I think Willow's great. I think the world of her. Mariah May, I'm not that fond of, if I'm being perfectly honest.
All right.
Think again, I think I find her to be very generic. She's very pretty, obviously, but she's not bad in the ring. Doesn't do anything that's like offensive. That's the best way to put it. But she, again, as far as like the overall package, she doesn't really do anything for me, just opinion wise.
So, so just real quick, I love Willow. We all know this. Love Willow Nightingale. How does it make sense that Willow has had a world title match?
You're asking the question, you're asking the $1 million question with with Tony Khan's booking.
Well, because you know where I'm going to go with this, right?
Go ahead.
No, take a guess. Just think like, and it's easy to just put it all together. Why doesn't it make sense for Willow to be in this match?
I mean, did she win like a triple threat or a number one contenders? What did she
No,
do?
she lost to Chris Statlander at the last pay-per-view. Why is Chris Statlander not the number one contender? It's that easy, Drew. It's not rocket science. Rocket science. Also, as well, it's not rocket science for Tony Khan. But somehow Willow is the number one contender. Also, as well, why is Chris Statlander a babyface all of a sudden now? She's a babyface now.
Why is Adam Cole a babyface now? What's up, RJ? By the way.
Oh, what's up? You guys good?
Justin doesn't seem that good.
I mean, we're trying to fill the logic gap. I mean, with the Cole thing, last time we saw Cole, I mean, MJF did hand him his ass, and MJF turned heel since then. So, to me, that's the least offensive thing out of the questions you've been asking. But as far as the Chris Statlander thing, that still has me frazzled. I'm like, okay, got this big heel win over Willow Nightingale, and all of a sudden, she's a big baby face standing up to Camille, and no Stokely with no explanation as to why Stokely's trying to romance and court private party all of a sudden. So what the fuck happened? Did I miss something here? I know I don't watch Rampage, but I mean, surely the development couldn't have been that quickly, right? I don't know.
Not to stay off track as well, but Brian Cage is part of the Don Callis family. When did that happen?
Yeah. No online exclusive or nothing. You couldn't give me a video, just a little 15-minute video.
You cannot post like a promo of Brian Cage and like Don Callis having some type of interaction and like, you want to be part of Don Callis family? Yeah, I do. Like something. It's fucking stupid.
What happens to Leona and Khan now? They're just nothing guys now.
Khan's gonna go to Orlando to be with Maddie.
Boy. Next is you had the TNT Championship. You had Jack Perry versus Katsuyori Shibata.
Katsuyori Shibata, yeah.
Shibata got himself over. I think Shibata is entertaining.
I love Shibata.
I think he's good. I like him.
I love Shibata.
Jack Perry again. Just I don't buy him. I don't buy him being this like badass, this psychopath. It just I almost feel uncomfortable seeing him without his shirt off, and I don't know why.
He got that hula hoop body.
Okay.
I don't know. Like was it Jim Cornette said that he has girl hips, and now I can't stop thinking about it.
Nah, he ain't got girl hips.
I don't look at another man and say he has girl hips. Like I don't know. That's something I don't look at.
Again, I just don't buy him. I don't buy him in this like what is it, Raven? Like he's trying to be Raven or something. Raven, Brian Pillman, like all wrapped into one. Like I don't buy it.
I'll give him credit for trying though. That's one thing I'll give him. I think
he's improved. I don't think he's like most improved wrestler or anything like that. But I think I think a lot of people are they're not giving him enough credit because it's Jack Perry. Him and CM Punk. Fuck him. Like that's pretty much like the mentality behind it for the most part. Not saying all, but But I think he's improved. Do I think he's great? Tremendous? No, I think he's far from it. But I think from Jungle Boy Jack Perry to now just Jack Perry with the scapegoat, he's getting heat in some aspects as well, and you can't teach that. So But again, I still don't think he's tremendous either. So at the same
Yeah,
time,
me neither. And I don't buy him as a badass. Him taking private party down 2v1.
that's
I'm
fair.
like, are you fucking kidding me?
That's fair. That's fair.
With no weapon, he
I
just
agree.
took him down with ease. I'm like, oh, come
I
on.
agree. I agree.
At least, all right, give him a pipe or something. Give him a pipe or something like that. He can paint it black, just like the title with fake little blood stain on it. All right.
I do like the title belt though. I think that looks
Yeah,
really good.
the title belt's nice. That's nice. But give him a cane or a pipe or something like that to
A
go along
cane.
with it.
Like
And
a
just have him swipe guys' knees out so it's more believable. I agree, Drew. Him being this, he's a badass when he's only 170 soaking wet. Like, come on, give me a break. He's this badass all of a sudden.
all right.
Right.
Now, if he had like other guys protecting him, and he hid behind them, and then bam, he pops a guy, or he gives somebody a low blow from the behind, from far reach, roll up, take it home. Okay, that's cool. I can get behind that, and now get him more heat. But they insisting on this guy being a badass when he's not even the biggest guy in this fucking group. It's crazy. It's crazy who gets to be a badass and who's not a badass in AEW.
Also, as well, back off topic here, but I have to mention this too. Also, as well, they made Lance Archer into Drew McIntyre.
How?
Just look up Lance Archer on Twitter, and you'll see what I'm saying.
Oh boy.
Turn him to Drew McIntyre. I didn't make that. I didn't make the rules. That's what they did.
I mean, I'm not doubting you. I'm just like, that's really fucking random.
That is random.
At least
And
there
it's
was an
like,
explanation with him and John. I did see that at least, but I didn't see the fucking Brian Cage thing.
so that means Hobbs is free whenever he comes back.
Well, he's gonna be with MVP.
I'll take that. As long as MVP goes to Tony Khan and be like, hey, we need consistency. Because that's been the problem with Hobbs and a lot of other guys.
Dude,
They're hot. They get a little something for a couple of weeks.
it doesn't matter who goes to Tony Khan. It doesn't matter.
He needs the consistency, man.
If your number one woman on the roster, Mercedes, even if she's not getting any type of direction or consistency in booking, then this shit's fucking lost. If you can't book the Young Bucks, right? Even though you hate or love the Young Bucks, but obviously he loves the Young Bucks, right? He keeps them as priority. If you can't make their creative special or at least intriguing or have some cohesiveness with their booking, then you're a fucking lost cause. If you can't do that for the Young Bucks, then I'm sorry, fucking Powerhouse Hobbs, you're fucking lost. You're gonna have Bobby Lashley come in. Yeah, he's gonna feud against Swerve. Okay, then what? What's gonna happen after that? What's next? What's the follow up? You have no follow up, Tony.
He's got to go higher from there, and you can't really do that if the Hurt Syndicate they're supposed to be heels, and then you got BCC or Switchblade Conspiracy. I think Moxley got that trademark for a reason, by the way.
Yeah.
They're gonna be heels. You got the Elite. Like who's gonna be the babyface here?
All the babyface factions are a bunch of losers.
A bunch of losers, or a makeshift
jobbers.
Team, this is like
hey. You want to know who the top babyface faction is right now?
The conglomeration.
Thank you.
And
they are fucking awful. They are mid-card. Mid-card.
Mid-card at best.
Like mid-card at best. So whatever.
Yeah, man, it's not good. It's not good. They got to do a better job of building. But see, here's where character development makes sense now. You have to find ways to use these guys on a consistent clip besides the ring stuff. We get it. These guys are talented in the ring, but let's explore these guys' characters and stuff like that. I like what I saw from Daniel Garcia, although it was brief. I like what I saw when he got in the Bucks' face. You ain't gonna do nothing. You ain't gonna do nothing about all that. I like that. I want to see more of it. I want to see more Private Party. Let those guys talk more. Let them show their personalities a little bit more.
Isaiah Cassidy cut up one hell of a promo a couple weeks ago. He cut a very good promo a couple weeks ago. But at the end of the day, I'm seeing development from guys like Daniel Garcia and Private Party, but at the end of the day, the shit ain't gonna fucking matter.
Nope.
It's not gonna matter. Like, I'm seeing the promise there, and I'm seeing something out of Daniel Garcia I haven't seen before. I'm like, okay, I'm starting to see, a little bit more fire in it, but it doesn't matter with Tony Khan. He's not going to, he's gonna push him for a little bit, then all of a sudden they're gonna be on fucking Collision or Rampage, and we're not gonna know what the fuck is going on with them because no one's watching those shows. He doesn't care to what's the word I'm looking for? To recap and to put in promo packages of like what's going on. Better yet, you should not be developing storylines for Dynamite on your secondary shows.
Yeah.
You should
True.
not be developing storylines on your secondary shows. You know what your secondary show should be used for? Your secondary show should be used for talent who's not getting booked currently on your shows.
Man, I agree.
And have them do storylines down there just for those shows. Instead of like, oh, we're gonna put Okada versus, I don't know, let's just say Jay White, and something happens on that show that has ramifications on the next Dynamite or a pay-per-view, but we're not gonna know about it because you don't properly update us on what has happened on said show. This company's going down, man. I hate to say it, but this company's going down the drain.
Yeah, well, they got that new deal, so.
No, the new deal ain't gonna mean shit after all. Ain't gonna mean shit.
So MJF, or I guess going back to the previous match, you had Daniel Garcia come out, and then you had MJF come out, and then Jack Perry attacked Daniel Garcia from behind, and then Adam Cole came out, baby, and confronted MJF, and that was that. So Adam Cole's back, baby,
As babyface.
as a baby face.
Not even screw him being babyface. I got two questions. Number one, is he still with the undisputed kingdom?
Justin, it doesn't even matter. That group is DOA anyways.
There's no explanation from it.
Isn't Kyle O'Reilly with another group?
Conglomeration, yeah.
Okay.
But he turned them down. Roddy tried to get him to join it.
So there is their story there. So that's fine. That's totally fine. That's number one. Also, number two, there was still no development, and RJ, you're gonna remember this. Drew, you're not gonna remember this, but remember when there was gonna be the trios tournament, and you had the undisputed, right, with Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. Remember when they turned on the Young Bucks?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing came out of that either.
Yeah,
nothing. Because if I remember correctly,
remember Kenny Omega was out.
Yeah, Kenny Omega's out, and then Bobby Fish almost got released almost immediately after that, right? Yeah, so nothing came out. A lot of scrapped stuff with Adam Cole's AEW run. Not a lot of consistency there.
Also, with like Undisputed Kingdom, didn't Mike Bennett leave?
No, his wife left.
Yeah. Maria.
But I mean, they might as well have left because they've been regulated to like Collision and Ring of Honor.
Ring of Honor, yeah.
And it's like they're Ring of Honor legends. Don't get me wrong. They Bennett and Taven, they've built their name up as a team on Ring of Honor. So I get it, but like at the same time, this is an AEW angle. You know, why aren't they on AEW causing terror? And it's like it's a waste. That whole
why is Mark Briscoe defending the Ring of Honor champion? Love Mark Briscoe, love him, but just trying to make sense of this, right? Why is Mark Briscoe defending the Ring of Honor championship against Chris Jericho on an AEW pay-per-view and now on a Ring of Honor pay-per-view?
Because they don't give a shit about Ring of Honor.
Why is Ring of Honor still getting TV time? So you love Mark Briscoe, right? Take the Ring of Honor title off of him, put on somebody else, and just let Ring of Honor be its Sting, right?
Right.
Yeah, put it on a young guy.
Just let Ring of Honor be its Sting, right? If you're gonna do that, so that logic, right? Mark Briscoe been on AEW TV for a while, doing his thing and doing all that, right? Okay, cool. Where the fuck's Athena? Where the fuck's
Man.
Athena?
That's the disappointing part too, and especially when the hardcore AEW fans try to make excuses for, and the crazy wackos when they try to make excuses for Tony Khan. It's like, bro, if Mark Briscoe can parade around with the Ring of Honor Championship, why can't Athena be on both shows too? You got Rampage, you got Collision. Why?
We'll talk
Why
about
not?
Athena.
Why not?
Talk about Athena much later when we do our list, but
I see her work. Like, I watched the Ring of Honor pay-per-views. The only thing worthy of watching from that brand.
The only thing, she's the only thing that's keeping that show any type of relevancy is Athena.
Yeah, and they're doing the thing with her and Billy Starks. I appreciate that. It's long-term storytelling and stuff like that. I can appreciate that a whole lot. But
believe it or not, that's the only thing that's had long-term storytelling between Ring of Honor and AEW over the last couple of years is Billy Starks and Athena.
Yeah, that's been going on for like 2 years.
And guess what? It's been raved about. It's been looked at as like, hey, why is this not on AEW TV?
Exactly.
Stupid.
So Drew, I by your reaction, I'm guessing Athena cracked the top 10 on that list.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll get to that list later.
Let me tell you something, buddy. Based off her body of work, even though it's not visible to everybody, I can't complain. I'm not even gonna complain if she is on the top 10 list. I'll tell you that much.
I haven't seen all the top 10, but she's definitely top 10. Not top 5 in my opinion, but at least top 10.
I mean, she was like what, number 2 last year, and it's like. Anyways, let's continue this abortion of a pay-per-view. 3-way match for the International Championship. Takeshita, Ospreay, and Will Ospreay and Ricochet. I kind of tuned out of this match. I
didn't see this match, but I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure why you probably tuned out because there was a lot of flips and you hate. I athletic flips.
Yeah, exactly. I like Takeshita. Will Ospreay I like in small doses, depending on who he's wrestling. Ricochet is just become nobody.
You like Ricochet?
I like Ricochet not in AEW.
Why? What's the difference? He's wrestling the same thing.
He's kind of become just another wrestler.
How? I need to hear this. He's wrestling the same way in WWE.
He just hasn't really been interesting. They decided to hotshot the match against Ospreay on what was it, Dynamite? Okay, and that's fair. That match just ended stupid. Just had a stupid ass ending.
Okay, that's nothing to do with Ricochet though.
And then you rush to this.
Tony Khan.
And then you rush to this pay-per-view, and like you said, what's the follow-up? There's been no follow-up with Ricochet. So
how's that Ricochet's fault?
Again, Ricochet, like everybody else and you know what? Maybe I'm being too hard on Ricochet, so I'm not going to be hard on Ricochet.
Okay, that's fair. Okay.
Ricochet, like everybody else that's come from WWE to AEW, is just there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
I agree, but I don't put down a Ricochet. I put that.
No, it's not his fault. It's not his fault.
And I admitted I was being too hard. Okay, so I take back my harsh words about Ricochet, but this match was not for me. I'll just leave it like that.
That's fair. Okay.
Takeshita looks like a fucking giant next to these two, which is
man amongst
weird.
Boys.
Yeah, man amongst boys. Takeshita is now the new international champion.
Which not on Dynamite tonight, by the way.
I prayed for that.
Makes sense. Glad for Takeshita. I like him. I always thought he was talented. But, there's always that famous question that Mr. Justin likes to ask. What's the follow-up?
He wasn't on Dynamite tonight, so
Telling.
I'm so happy for Takeshita though. Like I think he's fantastic, but again, this has nothing to do with the talent. It has to do with the booker.
Right.
I mean,
it's never to me. It's never about the talent. To me, it's never about if they are like looking like shit on TV for one reason or another. I would say for the most part, it's not about talent. It's about how they're being booked and who's booking them.
Of course. I mean, a talent needs direction. It's like a movie.
Yep.
Action and do your thing, and then you pack it up. But I mean, at least the door's open. Okay, now you can have a match against Ricochet. He can have a match against Ospreay. Now with the personal element of Kyle Fletcher turning on Ospreay, Ospreay's attention might be altered a little bit. But Takeshita and Ricochet could go a couple of rounds, and Takeshita's taking the belt all over the world. By the way, he got announced for a title defense in Japan and somewhere else.
I did see that.
Yeah, so he's taking that belt all over the place. Hopefully, they show footage on TV because that'll help. But yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I like Takeshita a lot. He's one of my favorites. Been putting this guy over for the longest. He's just an anomaly, man. He wrestles this crazy hybrid style with a lot of power and technical skill. It's quite crazy, but it's enjoyable to watch.
Yeah,
it's so enjoyable to watch. So I'm looking forward to see what this guy can do with this belt because I think we could be in for a treat. Ospreay, quite honestly, given AEW's roster, is bigger than the belt, the international belt. Ricochet could use it in the future down the line because I think Ricochet's got some catching up to do.
Mm-hmm.
In order to get that another guy stamped off of him. Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry to interrupt, but before I forget, they're gonna do Takeshita versus Orange Cassidy. That's coming.
Oh God, he better not lose. He better not fucking lose.
I think Takeshita will probably win the match in the feud, but I'm just saying, Orange Cassidy Takeshita match is coming.
Dude, I'm not even
because Orange Cassidy hasn't done anything. He hasn't really done anything in a while.
Given that pep talk that Jerry Lynn gave him Saturday night, I wouldn't even be surprised if Orange Cassidy faced Moxley next for the belt. I'm just saying, bro.
Moxley and his neo-Nazi friends.
I think the story that they're gonna tell, and this is one thing I do see because I think there is long term here. Out of everything here, I think it's the long term story that they're gonna tell. I think they're gonna treat Darby Allin like Sting in 1997.
I'm cool with it. I got no problem. Darby should be
no issue with that either.
Right.
I think they're gonna try and treat him like Sting in 1997. I mean, hopefully he wins the title and not and not have a Starrcade 97 match against Moxley. But I think that's where they're probably gonna go. Which I will totally dig that because it definitely seems like they're doing, AEW versus Moxley group, which is basically WCW versus NWO.
So. Which is cool. It's got his own twisted take on it, so it's not a complete ripoff. Right. I'll say that about Moxley, and for the first time in a long time, I will say this. I'll give Moxley his credit. I'm interested in what he's got going on here for the first time. Marina Shafir's got to stop with the random shit, though. She makes me laugh, bro. When they was riding and Moxley was cutting a promo on the truck, she was going to bust out laughing a few times. I'm like, get the camera off her, please. I'm trying to take this seriously. She's not helping.
I do, too, 100%. I think that, she is going to, or not she, but I think that this group has promise. However, Tony Khan, he has not shown me anything yet in the last year and a half for me to trust him long term. What's the best story? What's the best storyline AEW over the last year and a half? The Devil storyline, maybe.
I'd say the Tony and the Mariah stuff for the most part, or even if you want to exclude Mariah's part in it, but the introduction of the Tony Storm character and how she carried that, I thought that was consistent.
Okay, that's fine. I'll take that.
Right.
I thought the Devil storyline at first.
Yeah, at first it had promise, it had legs.
Yes, before the MJF face turn, all that shit. At first, I thought it was very fucking good, but you know,
Yeah,
all good things come to end.
I know, bro. I know, bro. It's frustrating to see, but they got a chance. They got a chance here. That's the one thing we're talking about how Tony Khan's gonna stick this landing, how he's gonna finish, so to speak.
He's gonna bust his ass on the landing. I think.
Oh god damn. Well, let's hope not. Let's hope not.
I know. I want it to be good. I
Yeah,
do.
me too. I do.
I want it to be good. I want it to be successful. But history has showed us over the last year and a half to 2 years that he's dropping the ball on these big stories, these big angles that he's dropping the ball. I think like what's the best thing from AEW this year?
Uh,
To me, probably Sting's retirement.
Yeah.
That's
Sting's retirement. He handled that with tender loving care. He definitely did.
I thought that was great. I thought the match was great. It was fun. I thought it was a perfect send off for Sting. I thought that was great. Probably I will also say Hangman and Swerve too.
Yeah.
The build to the steel cage match. I thought that was, even though it wasn't like a long term, build. I mean, fucking Hangman burning down the fucking house is like.
I mean, the history was already there.
Yeah,
it was like, okay, we just left the door wide open. He came back in the door and he literally burnt that motherfucker down.
True.
So, like, and that's, to me, that's one of the feuds of the year besides Punk and McIntyre.
Oh, absolutely.
Swerve and Page. I gotta give them credit. I'm not the biggest Hangman Page fan either. I think he's otherwise boring, but this new character with him being slightly unhinged and looking like Dax Harwood with hair, it's kind of funny. So, or not funny, but it's fun to see what he's gonna do next from week to week. So he's got that. He at least has that to his name at this point, with the whole him being frantic and stuff like that. So that's cool. But yeah, man. Hopefully Khan has a plan. Hopefully he's got a plan. Or if he doesn't have a plan, we're hearing about RJ City and all this. Like, hopefully he maybe has a plan. Because RJ City, they've been giving him credit about the Tony Storm stuff, and okay, all right, and I like the way that worked out. So if RJ City is behind
how long is it until Tony Khan ends up firing RJ City because of reasons? Because Tony Khan fired Jimmy Jacobs.
Well, he apparently was the downfall in creative. Apparently.
Which is crazy to me. And especially the stuff they were trying to bury him, saying that he didn't know who Okada is. Come on, it's ridiculous.
Jimmy Jacobs was not the downfall of creative. If he was the downfall of creative, then why did his pay-per-view suck dick? If he was downfall of creative, then why did Dynamite suck tonight? It's not Jimmy Jacobs. It's not Jimmy Jacobs.
Somebody got to be the scapegoat.
Tony Khan is more in line with Vince McMahon than he's ever realized.
You hate what you have become.
I'm just saying.
Ways.
minus like the allegations and shit, creative wise, the way he booked. He even said, "Oh, we're not booking long term anymore. We're booking week to week."
Never. You can never go anywhere with that. Even with us with the 2K Fed, like we book, we sit and we book months ahead.
Yeah,
like we sit in our little management chat on Twitter and fucking just pitch ideas to each other and just lay things out. Like you can't do the week to week stuff. It's a headache.
Imagine this, right? Famous actor. Let's say J.K. Rowling brings back another Harry Potter book, right? It's probably never gonna happen. But I'm just saying. Let's just say, right? She writes like a prequel or whatever, right? Let's just say that she comes back with another Harry Potter book, right? You get tell with her books from one book to another that she had a long-term story to tell, right? What if she writes his next book and every chapter is just there's no coordination, everything's convoluted. What happens in chapter 16 didn't happen in chapter 4. It has nothing to do with it. What if it was like that? like you have to have a story and you have to tell it. You have to have a beginning, a middle, and an end. You have to have an end goal. Does Tony Khan have that with some of his stories? Yeah, I'm sure. But if you start to tell your story in this fashion and it ends in this fashion and it has nothing to do with each other, who's going to read the book? Who's going to watch your show, Tony? You got to make sure that you have storylines that is cohesive from beginning to end. And again, like I want this the Moxley, the new group, that storyline, possibly Shane McMahon coming in. I want that storyline to be successful. But at the end of the day, like I'm just not I don't have no faith. So
And just like Vince McMahon, Tony Khan took a shit on this pay-per-view. Next match is a 2 out of 3 falls match. Hologram defeated the Beast Mortos. RJ, was this around the time when you started watching?
Yes, and I watched this match with a lot of excitement, and Tony Khan let me down again. How did he let me down, you might ask? Because he had my guy, Black Taurus, the Beast Mortos, lose to his favorite new toy, Hologram. With
Yeah,
the
he
same
really
finish.
he really likes this guy, doesn't he?
Bro, he is I don't know what the fuck is going on, but Hologram is just generic, man.
I don't know if y'all well, I know Drew probably, I will say 99% that he probably doesn't care. But maybe, I don't know, we'll see. I saw something on Twitter that JD from NY, he kind of made fun of the whole hologram thing. And he basically said that Tony Khan told his dad when he was like 5 or 6, 7 years, like, "You're gonna run a wrestling promotion, and I'm gonna have a wrestler named Hologram."
Yeah, saw that.
And so he was kind of like making fun of Tony Khan and just it was funny. It was funny.
It was funny. I saw that.
Oh, you saw that? Yeah, it was pretty funny. So yeah.
But yeah,
Anyway.
no, it was mad funny. But my thing is, what's your obsession with this guy? Besides the look, there's nothing to like. He's got moves. Don't get me wrong, but it's like I don't know. When you see a guy like Black Taurus, the Beast Mortals, and you're like, that guy's a beast, man. He's such a hybrid guy. Like he can do the high flying shit, but he can do power shit too. And he's a beast of a dude. But you have him lose to this guy. It's just like, come on, man. Like, come on, dude. Especially off of this big trade thing you do where they're with Jake now, which is just Jake leading 3 Mexicans to the ring. It's funny as fuck. I don't know why. I don't know why this old man with a crazy mustache leading 3 Mexicans to the ring. It's just fucking funny as fuck to me.
Yeah,
And they all have animalistic gimmicks. With Roosh and Immortals being like, bulls and fucking Dralistico and Trek. It's just and Jake the Snake. That's probably Tony Khan's thinking.
and that's the other thing too. I'm glad you mentioned it. What the fuck does Jake Snake Roberts have to do with these guys?
I just said it.
Damn thing.
They're all animals. Jake is a snake. Mortals and Roosh are bulls. And Dralistico is a dragon. Oh, there you go. There you have it. The Animal Kingdom.
All you need is Chris Jericho, and you'll have your Lionheart.
Oh God. He's gonna teach Jake the Snake how to do the lion tamer.
Oh God.
Oh my God.
I'll put Lance Archer in the group too because he's the murder hawk. Get the fuck out of here, man.
Everybody dies.
Oh really? I think you might need to change that theme song to "Everybody Pins Me."
3, 2, 1. Everybody pins me.
Oh man, just shit on my forehead. Yeah, because that's what everybody does. Like, come on, man. Everybody died. Give me a break.
Shit
And
on
it's
my
not
forehead.
once again, not Lance's fault. Lance is good talent, great big man. I don't know why Tony Khan ain't using him more, but every time I see this guy, he's on his back, looking up at the stars, breathing hard and heavy. after he just got out of a great round. Like,
Because
come on, man.
because he's big. Tony Khan doesn't like big men.
He's got a big guy phobia. Yeah,
He
he
was
really
probably
does.
stuffed into a locker by a big guy, and he wants to take his anger out on other big wrestlers.
I know, right?
So,
And people actually think people be tripping when they say that. But like, look at the big guy track record. Look at it. It's not good. It's not good.
I mean, and by the way, Triple H is a racist. Did you know that?
Yeah, Triple H did not help his cause on SmackDown either. I'm just saying. I'm not saying he's racist or anything like that, but it's like stuff like that don't help the cause, bro. Don't help the cause right now. But yeah, no, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's crazy, but no, the lucha match was fine. It was fun, but to me, Mortis, come on, man. You have Mortis is in the middle of something right now, and to me, it would have made sense if you would have given him the win over Hologram. It's okay to break somebody's heart on a pay-per-view. It's okay. It's fine because
They
if we're
want to
gonna
make
try to,
Hologram the new Goldberg.
Oh, God.
oh, good God.
Well, as far as the undefeated streak is concerned.
Undefeated streak to do what? To win the heavyweight title? Oh God, he's gonna beat Moxley for the belt at World's End, y'all.
Never know.
I figured it. I just figured it
I
out.
went past TK at this fucking point.
Oh, is lost. Holograms music. What's that,
Yeah.
Moxley? John Moxley's actually gonna sell. Roll bump, tuck neck. Like it's gonna be crazy. Oh my God,
Wait, I have to have a wrestling match?
Claudio Castagnoli, he's trembling in fear. Wheeler Useless just pissed his pants. Marina Shafir just had another baby. My God, it's Hologram. Rocket's not a bastard anymore. Come on. Oh, good God. Oh, no.
The
Hologram.
future is here. The future is hologram.
Hologram. But
Next.
Hologram used to be, by the way,
Huh.
Hologram used to be a wrestler in fucking MLW. Aramis. Yeah, Aramis.
What, Mirage?
No, Aramis. That's who he used to be. I knew he used to be a wrestler in MLW because I remember him. He wrestles almost the same.
Yeah, but now he's in AEW. Now he has Tony Khan money.
He got a new suit. He's hologram. Yeah. Hologram.
But next is you had Darby Allin versus Brody King. Surprising, this is a really, really good match.
They always have good matches.
He always have good matches. I mean, going back to the high days, man.
Yeah, they're like the fight. They have their fight forever feud, so they wrestle with each other thousands of times. At this
what I liked about this match was Darby has always had it in him to be a good wrestler. It's just he chooses to do a lot of these crazy bump spots.
Mm-hmm.
This was where he showcased, I had a match with Gunther and I could wrestle. I know how to wrestle. And he was out there pretty much putting his body on the line, like in a way that made sense for the match. Like he didn't do anything too stupid or crazy. And he was just like literally and figuratively throwing himself at Brody. And he still ended up winning the match. But for him, it made sense because he gave Brody everything he had.
Yeah.
And
did you like the finish, Drew?
I did.
Yeah. I thought the finish was very clever.
I like that. Unfortunately, it's not going to mean shit because Brody's just going to go to the back of the line, and Malachi Black just doesn't want to be there.
Oh yeah, Malachi Black is just he's waiting to the contract's up next year, right, y'all?
I believe so. Yeah.
Can you imagine Tony Khan's accountant being like, "You have a lot of people on payroll. Do you even use them?"
Just let these guys go, bro. Both companies. If you're not using certain people, just let them go.
Exactly.
Let them go. Let them go. Especially if you can find if it's a mutual release or something like that. Just let them go. There's no use. You use that money for other people, bro, that actually want to be there, that can actually use a job. There's a lot of people in the indies right now trying to get a job that'll love to take that Tony Khan money right about now. And if Pentagon, Phoenix, and Malachi Black or whoever else is sitting at home pouting and don't want to be there anymore, Ricky Starks, whoever else, Just let them go. Let them go. Same thing. I would say the same thing about WWE. I used to say the same thing about Vince. Like, let them, if they don't want to, let them go. Use that money for something else. It's all right. It's all right. Let them go. So what if they go? Let them be somebody else's problem, or let them be somebody else's burden, or whatever, or let them be. Let them go. Just let them go. If you're not doing nothing with them, you got no interest in them. You don't like them. You don't want to do nothing with them at all. Just let them go. Let them go.
All right. Next is for the AEW World Tag Team Championships, the Young Bucks versus
Oh,
Private Party.
This match made me mad so badly, man. It's like the tag team division in AEW to me. This might be bold to say, but to me, it's non-existent.
That ain't bold at all.
Um, it's just
I say that's spot on.
it's just, and the Young Bucks are the reason why. The Young Bucks have been very complacent and lazy with this run. I'm not the biggest Young Bucks fan, but they're not doing anything with these belts to make them feel anything special at all. They're just walking around doing segments in the back. They're not doing anything. It's like, so why the fuck do I care? But the most thing that made me mad the most is that, okay, they had Amazing Red, which was good. I thought that was good.
Right.
Red gave them a pep talk and a video package, which was great.
I did see that, and I loved that there. Yeah.
Now, Justin, Drew, you guys have a couple of years on me. And in times in wrestling where your mentor gives you a pep talk, a good fiery babyface pep talk, usually that leads to, I don't know, the heroes conquering the villains at the end and achieving their dream. I mean, we've seen this story 1,000 times, not even just in wrestling, but in movies. They wasted a perfectly good pep talk from Amazing Red to have the Bucks win in the most non-dramatic way possible. That is my problem with this. And that was flat. That was flatter than this table. It was flatter than the girls' acid Hooters. Like, it's crazy.
Ugh.
Like, you can't do that to me, man. You can't do that to me.
I will
Private
say
Party
this. I think Private Party is gonna take towels off the Bucks.
too at this point. They have to, but I just thought that they wasted Red's time. Why do that? They should have had the Bucks. Okay, they should have had the Bucks beat them on TV. More than anything, like I felt like they should have had like the Battle of the Belts thing. They because what last week was Title Tuesday and only one belt was on the line. You could have had the Bucks defend against
Yeah.
Private Party, which could have been, something else that could have drove up the audience for that show. Possibly, maybe. I'm not gonna say for sure whether it would have or not, but it's a possible chance that hey, some people see the young. But then again, the Young Bucks are rating killers anyway, so forget I even said that. But it would have been nice on paper if you could have had a tag team title match on there. Then you have them lose. Then you have them come back at Full Gear next month and beat the Bucks because Full Gear usually is a big, nice show for AEW. You have Red giving them pep talk there, and then they get the belts. Then they beat the Bucks again on a Dynamite or a Collision that you want to build up to a final match to. Then you move on, and they have teams. AEW's got teams, just like the E got teams. They just got to find a way to use them in a meaningful manner.
I'll say this. If it ain't Private Party, you know who should win the titles?
Outrunners.
The fucking Outrunners.
The Outrunners are great. At first, I'm like,
Outrunners.
what? I didn't get it at first, but you know what? I seen the pro. I'm like, nah. And then they got the chick with them now too.
I
It's
totally
great.
got what they were doing.
Yeah,
And
it's great.
I loved it when I first saw them. I was like, these guys really think they're still in the fucking 80s.
And it's great because who else is doing the gimmick? Nobody else is doing that.
No.
Nobody.
That's what FTR is and the revival is, but they're obviously they live in like modern time, but they just wrestle like they're from 1980s. No, the Outrunners think they are in the 1980s.
Yeah, like it's
So
crazy.
it's tremendous. It's a gimmick.
It's fun. It's fun.
Yeah,
We
they
need fun.
do their I think they do their promos like the 80s styles promo. I think they actually do it on like VHS, like actual VHS tapes. That's what it looks like to me, at least. So.
Yeah, it definitely looks like it.
They are tremendous.
They are definitely
fun.
entertaining.
They're the youngest men alive.
Yeah, man, and I like what Mason and Mansoor are doing too. I think they're doing
Yeah.
really good work as well. Like I said, they got AEW got the teams. They got the teams that can be entertaining and can wrestle. We got to use these guys in a little bit more of a meaningful manner. Rampage ain't enough, man. I'm sorry, it's not. It's not enough. We got to get it. We got to get it on the main show.
Yep.
So hopefully Tony Khan, whoever, can get something going because I was really hoping that Private Party would have won the tag team titles, especially after that Red video, and then we could turn this thing around and have Private Party lead the charge in a new wave of a new tag team division. But I guess not, and have them feud with Top Flight because I would have them feud with Top Flight,
Yeah.
and maybe get something out of that. Maybe Action Andretti because Action Andretti's been voicing his displeasure and his frustration. Meanwhile, the rest of the members of the group have been, don't worry, things will change, but it's gonna,
Yeah. I
but
think
he wants
I
to
did see a
force the
little
change.
promo in that too. Yeah.
Yeah, so like I'm looking forward because I think that could be pretty nice too. Where okay, Darius and Dante, they finally start listening to Action Andretti, and they perhaps cheat to win the belts.
Yep.
So and then you got Leo Rush and Layla Gray there. You can't go wrong with Layla Gray there.
This is more important though. Layla Gray's gonna be in San Antonio for Dog Pound, Championship Wrestling. I think.
Oh man,
I think I may partake in that, and yeah.
yeah, no, you got to, man.
Never mind. I was gonna say something, but no.
Oh, wait, you just gonna talk about dog pounding her dog?
Yeah, you gonna pound him. All
Yeah,
right.
bro.
Next is you had for the Ring of Honor World Championship,
Oh
Mark
God.
Briscoe versus Chris Jericho. It's almost as if Chris Jericho remembered how to wrestle and remembered how to have a cohesive wrestling match that makes sense. And it helps when he's in the ring with somebody that he knows he can't, I guess for lack of a better term, manipulate. This is a decent match. This is when Chris Jericho remembered I can wrestle, I can have a good match. So this was fine. I mean the worry was Mark Briscoe was gonna lose, but he didn't. So he's still the Ring of Honor champion, whatever that means. But RJ, what'd you think about the match?
I'm not even gonna lie to you guys. I didn't watch it at all. I see Chris Jericho's name on the screen.
Okay, I didn't watch the entire event.
Yeah, Chris Jericho. He's on my. I hear that. Hi guy. No, I gotta go. It's like Kevin Castle, Big Show heat. You where? Gotta go to the bathroom. Where? Gotta go walk the dog or feed the cats or something. Because it's just like I don't want to
Maybe
see
you
this
should
guy
watch
anymore.
Chris Jericho and Terrifier 3.
I just saw that. I saw that on
Yeah.
Sunday.
Yeah, I saw Terrifier as well on.
Did he die?
Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I didn't want to say, but yeah.
Nah, you
don't
can go
think-
ahead and tell me. It's okay.
No,
Well, I mean, it ain't
right.
for you. I'm just saying for other people who may catch wind of this, but yeah.
That's music to my ears. Not that I want to see Chris Jericho dead, but it's just like get him off my screen.
All that. I actually went to the movies 2 times in the last 2 weeks. I'm a movie watcher, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah, me too.
I saw Terrifier, I saw Joker.
I'm gonna go see Smile 2 tomorrow.
Good.
But Joker, I still have no interest in seeing. So
Oh God!
I saw it.
God!
Look, I'll put it this way: it's not as good as the first movie. Very, very far from it. But I don't think it's as bad as people are making out to be at the same time as well. Like it's like it's not like people say, "Oh, it's like the worst superhero movie of all time," or a superhero story or movie.
comic book.
Comic book. There you go. Comic book movie of all time. No, let's not go that far.
I mean, Madam Web exists. Steel exists. Ghost Rider: Spirit of Vengeance exists.
Yeah, Elektra.
Elektra.
There's some really bad movies out there. I don't think it's that bad. Is it something that I'll watch again in the near future? No, I'm not gonna watch again in the near future as well. But there were some things I did enjoy about it, but there was some other stuff I was like, it's definitely not as good as the first one. I think the first one was really fucking good, but this one was Ooh, it was there. It was rough in some spots. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. All right, main event. Singles for the AEW Championship. Bryan Danielson versus Jon Moxley. Ah, man. I'll say I was surprised that Jon Moxley didn't bleed in this match. I'll
He
say
couldn't.
that.
He couldn't.
Bryan Danielson's quote unquote final match as a full-time wrestler. I don't know. Like, what else can I say about this match? It wasn't terrible, but it had a terrible ending. Like I guess we can just kind of fast forward to the ending. So, Bryan Danielson loses by submission, and then Yuta turns on him and joins Moxley's neo-Nazi hate group, and then chokes
They're
out
neo
Bryan.
Nazis now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get, yeah. I'm gonna say that, yes.
Okay.
Wheeler Yuta does the bag of asphyxiation bit and leaves Danielson there to pretty much rot. And he gets carried off on a stretcher, and Excalibur does the worst crying job I've ever heard on commentary. But that's how the illustrious career of Bryan Danielson ends, with him being carried off on a stretcher in his hometown. So yeah,
That's not the way he's gonna end his career.
no, I don't think so. But
Yeah.
RJ, thoughts?
I really didn't give a shit about the match because I already knew what the outcome was gonna be. But the angle, the beatdown, I ain't got no problem with the beatdown angle. I know a lot of people were upset about it, but it's like, dude, like if Bryan Danielson is not gonna be around full time, then go ahead and give the rub to somebody else that's going to use it. And if Moxley, if Tony Khan and everybody in the back wants us to take this whole John Moxley neo-Nazi group seriously, then they had to end this whole thing with a big bang. And I like the fact that they did what they did to Bryan. Might have been a little over excessive, but all right, we got to do enough to get the job done to believably make you believe that we're not going to see Bryan Danielson ever again. So I get it. And them fighting off the baby faces, I thought was good because now we see, okay, who's going to be the important players on Dynamite moving forward. I thought we got a glimpse of that the other day. Orange Cassidy, like him or not. Daniel Garcia, like him or not. Who else was out there?
Darby
Adam Cole
Allin.
was out there. Darby Allin, who's going to be the main player in this story moving forward.
Jeff Jarrett too.
Double J Jeff Jarrett at the age of 60 years old.
I'm back, baby.
I'm back.
He is indeed back, baby. Kick to the slash zone, guitar shot, the stroke, baby. He is back. Do the strut, baby. Fargo, baby. But
I can't
yeah,
wait to get you home with my baby tonight.
yeah. No, he's definitely singing, baby. But Jeff Jarrett, you know what? Jeff Jarrett, I used to hate Jeff Jarrett for the longest time. But you know what? I'm okay with Jeff Jarrett making his AEW money. Get that Tony Khan young moolah, baby. Like I'm good with it. Do what you gotta do, man. But yeah, but now we see who the main players are gonna be moving forward. And it's gonna be DG, Darby, um, Adam Cole and Private Party were out there and was centered and stuff like that. So I'm cool with that too. You're trying to build baby faces, but you gotta establish them and not do the whole he's gonna turn, that person's gonna turn. We gotta establish these guys as what side they're gonna be on for now until you find a strong reason to turn them in the future. So that was cool. So yeah, I didn't have any problems with the ending angle whatsoever. Again, Danielson should have went out on his back, just like I felt like Sting should have went out on his back. If you ask me, not to the Bucks, but to a younger tag team that could have used the shot. But that's just me personally.
Or Darby.
Or Darby. I always thought that was kind of Sting should have
I
passed
thought
the
that was
torch
the
to
direction
Darby.
that they were gonna go, but clearly they changed once. I think something may happen between the time that Darby became number one contender and whenever they took the number one contender show off Darby. I think Shane officially signed a contract, and they're like, okay, let's pivot.
Yeah. By the way, what do you think?
That's my suggestion. I'm not saying that Shane McMahon is 100% for sure with AEW. It could be somebody else, right? A lot of people were upset that Shane didn't show up, but there was no news or him actually signing with AEW. It was just our anticipations, and we ended up getting upset because Shane didn't show up. So, just my opinion, I think Shane signed to AEW already, but we'll see.
Yeah, I think they're probably holding them off to at least Full Gear or
World's End.
World's End.
They're gonna push all the way to World's End, just kind of like last year with the Devil storyline. This is gonna go all the way to World's End, and Shane's gonna show up, and the world is gonna end for AEW. Now, at the end of the day, can it go 2 fucking months? 2.5 months? No, it cannot. But that's what Tony Khan's gonna probably do.
I mean, the way the neo-Nazi group is beating down the neo-Nazi hate group is beating everybody down. There ain't gonna be nothing left. They're gonna have no choice but to fight the Elite, or they're gonna have no choice but to fight
Who's Moxley gonna face again? Who's Moxley gonna go up against at Full Gear?
It's a damn good.
It better not be no fucking Darby Allin. I can tell you that right now.
No, I think you should. Just based off the pep talk, I think Cassidy's gonna get the next shot.
Who?
Actually, Orange Cassidy. I think he's gonna get the next spot.
Oh,
and
yeah,
if he does,
probably so.
And if he does, Moxley wastes him at the next pay-per-view.
Yeah,
I got no problem
because of who won? Who won at all out? Well, it was Moxley, right? No, it was Cassidy. No, it was Moxley. No, Moxley won. He took the remember took the international title off of him.
He beat him. Yeah, he was the guy that beat him.
Yeah.
So I think Moxley. I think that's the way they could go. I wouldn't waste Darby yet. Don't waste Darby yet. I'm not saying you can't beat him, because Darby is one of those baby faces that you can build sympathy for at the same time without him losing.
He already beat him once. He cannot beat it. He cannot beat him again. Not now, at least. It's too soon.
He can beat him with shenanigans, though. He ain't got to beat him clean, but he could beat him with shenanigans and
did Sting lose to fucking Hogan their first match out? No, he beat that's a whole nother story. But no, at the end of Starrcade, who was in? They made all the babyfaces come out. He was holding up the world title, even though there were shenanigans after that. But at the time, he technically beat Hogan. You cannot have if you're gonna make Darby Allin your Sting. You already have him lost to Moxley already.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's too soon for them to get back in the ring with each other. Because if it happens, Darby's gonna lose, and that's gonna hurt him.
Yeah, no, and he shouldn't beat Moxley now. I think if he beats Moxley, it has to be at maybe Revolution or something like that. If they can hold it that long,
And I don't. Also have with the Money in Bank or whatever the fuck you want to call it.
Oh my god, I almost forgot about that.
Yeah.
I forgot that he's got that shot.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. So, see, that's the problem too. Yep. If you're wasting a bunch of baby faces, the only thing that's left is gonna be heels, man. Yep. Somebody's gonna have to turn eventually, or I mean, AEW's got no problems of doing heel versus heel, but it's just like, who we're gonna root for in the situation. We gotta root for somebody here. So,
yep. All right. So, RJ, what were your thoughts on the pay-per-view?
I thought AEW delivers when it comes to in-ring action and stuff like that. You're never gonna be bored. It comes down to it for me personally. Do you have a personal interest in who's doing the action? I can watch moves all day long, but I have to have some type of personal investment. I wasn't personally attached to this pay-per-view. I like Takeshita winning the belt. That was really cool. Fletcher broke my heart because I do like the United Empire.
Yep.
They were one of my favorite factions in New Japan, besides Los Ingobernables de Japón. But that aside, I wasn't really emotionally attached to this pay-per-view, whether I loved it or hated it. Just in the middle for me, maybe 7.5 out of 10. That might be generous to some people.
All right. All right, so that was WrestleDream.
What was your rating, Drew?
Uh, 7. I'll give it a 7. That's
I can't give it a rating, so for
right.
what it sounds like, that would probably be my rating too. More or less 7, 7.5. But
It was just fucking long. It was really fucking long. But let's move on to the PWI Top 250 for the women. We already went through the men's list last month, I believe. Yesterday the women's list dropped 250. It used to be 150, now it's 250. So are we doing 25 or just 20?
I think 20. I don't think we have time for 25.
Okay, let's stick to 20.
Should we prefacize on the first the evaluation period?
Yes, let me look for that.
So that way we can put this list in perspective on where everyone's at.
Uh, um, evaluation period. It begins October the 1st of 2023 and ended on September 30th of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Criteria is in-ring achievement, win-loss records, championships, tournaments won, influence, visibility, and prestige within a promotion and or the industry, technical ability, variety of moves, quality of matches, and in-ring storytelling, competition, success against the most varied and highest quality of opponents, activity, minimum 10 singles, non-tag matches total, or barring this 6 such matches in separate months. And yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. So let's start with 20. 20 is Lyra Valkyria.
Yeah, I mean, she had during that time frame, she was in NXT Women's Champion. Came out to the main. She was basically the Pied Piper in NXT. Yeah, came up to the main roster. Also, she feuded against Becky, right?
Right.
Won
And
out for Becky. So,
yeah,
so I mean that gives her a big boost as well. But came to the main roster. Not top 20 material on the main roster, but that's not her fault. So, so yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind that position for her.
Yeah, same here. Got no complaints whatsoever with that.
fine with it. I like Lyra.
Me too.
Number 19, Miyu Yamashita.
Yamashita, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
she's great.
one of the top girls over there. So yeah,
Yeah,
definitely.
one of the best in Marty Go. Yeah, for sure.
And those thighs are out of control, by the way.
Oh,
Jesus Christ.
yeah, that's another one.
Oh yeah.
All right. Number 18, Miyu Watanabe.
Mayu Watanabe. And
Watanabe,
she's
yeah.
definitely one of the gems of stardom right there with Io and Kyrie. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
she has a future. She has a future for sure. She's very young. I think she's like 23, 24, something like that. So, um, she has a future. She has a very bright future. I could definitely see WWE or AEW picking her up for sure. So,
All right. Number 17, Becky Lynch.
yeah, NXT champion, had a couple of good matches. Tried to do something with the belt. Um, had was the match with Trish factored into this time period or no?
It was October of 2023, so no.
yeah. Yeah, you
Okay,
talking about the cage match?
yeah, the cage match.
Yeah.
But no, Becky's had a few. The match with Nia I thought was really good. So no, Becky. I know a lot of people crack on Becky's appearance and her the gimmicks and the wacky shit that she wears, and sometimes the promos are a little over the top and silly sometimes. But Becky has not lacked in the ring at all. I thought Becky's matches have been fantastic. Even down to the stuff with Liv, tried to put Liv over as best as she could on the way out. So no, I got no problems with Becky Lynch being right there on this list at all.
I'll
Yeah.
say this: she to me is too high. The reason why I'm saying that, because she is top 5 material, she's top 10 material, but she's been gone for almost half of the evaluation period.
Right.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. I think if she was here the entire time, yeah, of course. But she's been gone almost half of the evaluation period.
Yeah,
And
she's been gone for what is it, 5 months?
about 5 months, yeah.
Hmm.
So that's my only thing. Outside of that, I agree, but just throwing that out there.
Number 16, Mina Shirakawa,
Well, she's number 1, so
for
Yeah,
obvious
Mina
reasons.
Shirakawa is all over the place.
So that's just flat out wrong.
Yeah, she's Mina, very entertaining, knows how to light up a crowd. Very charismatic for a Japanese woman, even though we don't understand half what she's saying sometimes.
It
But
doesn't
she's
matter.
very entertaining, and I always like Mina ever since started peeping Stardom around
Yeah,
2019.
with Club Venus.
Club V, well, even before Club Venus.
Mariah May and Zaya Brookside.
Yeah, like I was a fan of hers even before Club Venus.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
And like she just always was entertaining to me. But yeah, that definitely helped too. And it's just like, okay, like I know Japanese wrestlers get like a bad rap as if they just go and stomp and clap and just wrestle, but nah, as women like Mina Shirakawa, Julia, you see some of these women when they come over to the States, no, they can come and do the pageantry like hell, even more than American wrestlers do.
Yeah. I agree
And
with
have
that.
that aura and the pageantry and all that other stuff. And Mina Shirakawa is the latest example of that. She goes out there and dance to that little knockoff Don Bronco music or whoever the fuck makes that song. And it's like, God damn it. But she fucking works that shit and just has that she just has the whole package, man. And like I said, she's all over the place.
Yep.
She's wrestling all over the place. So yeah, no, definitely justified
Yeah,
for
she
me.
needs to
I
wrestle.
would even
She has a match here in San Antonio coming up.
what against you?
Oh,
Yeah.
oh man, it's gonna be a 2-hour Iron Man match.
Oh man.
Hi-oh.
There you go. There you go.
An Iron Man, you get it? No, I'm just kidding.
He's talking about his dick.
Well, all right. Let's be far there.
God damn it, Justin's killing her. Yeah.
His
But yeah,
Oh my god.
she should have been number 1. She's number 1 in my heart.
Yeah.
Alright.
But in fairness, yeah, she's fine where she's at. Very fine.
I would even argue maybe even a little higher for her, man. I just think she's that entertaining and that I don't know. She moves me a lot more than a lot of women's wrestlers out there, and it ain't just because of the way she looks. She looks scrum diddly umptious. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, my God. But nah, she's definitely valuable to a lot of other people. So
Okay.
Number 14, Mayu Iwatani.
Just give number 15.
No? Oh, wait. Number 15 is Masha Slamovich.
yes, who's better be beating Jordan Grace for that belt on Saturday? By the way,
Yeah.
Masha Slamovich is the real deal. She is a bad and
And she
she's a bad.
wrestles men too. That's the other thing.
And she beats the fuck out of him. And guess what, Justin? Guess what, Drew? I don't complain. Why? Because she's just as ripped and jacked, if not more, than
She's
a lot of man
legitimate.
wrestlers nowadays.
She's
Hell, she could beat
legit.
it. Hell, y'all know I love Adam Cole. But if she walked up to Adam Cole and started whipping his ass, I ain't blinking an eye. Why? Because she looks the part. She looks like she can destroy him. And a lot of other wrestlers.
I mean, I think anyone can beat Adam Cole's ass, but I get what
She
you
can
mean.
hand the Young Bucks their asses too.
Combo
Like,
catching strays. Oh my god.
and I love Adam Cole. I'm a huge Adam Cole. I'm glad he's back. I'm glad he's healthy. But Jesus Christ, Masha Slamovich can hand him his ass, and I wouldn't even blink an eye. Hell, Masha Slamovich beats her boyfriend up, Akira, the deathmatch wrestler.
Well, that's another issue there. So
Yeah, she beats him up in ring and outside of the ring. So
Yeah.
good for him.
All right. Number 14, Mayu Iwatani.
One of the Stardom aces with Kyrie and Io. Just
Yeah.
and she's really good vet.
He had a great match with Io at that the one of the Mario Gold shows when Io went over there for the Mario Gold show over. I think it was over for July weekend, and
Mhm.
we had AJ Styles versus Marufuji as well that same weekend. And that was a damn good weekend because you had Julia versus Sarai, the former Sarai. Then you had
Mhm.
Mayu Itami and Io Sky. That was another great match. And you
Mhm.
had Marufuji versus AJ Styles. They're all in fucking Japan. Just
Yeah, just whooping ass
yeah,
and just
yeah.
battling
Iotani,
and stuff.
I see a lot of promise in her. I don't know. She's getting older now. I don't know if she'll come over to the United States at this point. I see her as like Marigo's like, you know, John Cena or Roman Reigns. Like I just see her over there. You know what I mean? Just putting on
Yeah,
great matches and just staying over
because
there.
you would have think she would have came over already if that was the case. Like
Yeah, 'cause
Kyrie and Io
I
go
think she's in
figure
her
before they
30s.
turn 30. Yeah, and plus Mayu retired a couple of times.
Yeah.
So I don't know if like if Marigold is just what she wants to do and she has a side hustle or something like that. But yeah, no, I you would have thought she would have done it by now, but
Yeah.
not. I
Well,
guess
well,
not.
I'll say this: Meltzer loves Iotani. Like he loves her, Io, and fucking Kyrie. So
Not
like
great.
when, yeah, yeah. So like Meltzer loves like Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks.
Hmm.
Like as far as like the men is concerned, and Meltzer loves Io, Kyrie, and Iotani. So that should tell you the type of talent that she has.
And look, I make fun of Dave Meltzer all the time, but I actually agree. I actually agree because the first time I seen them was in, I'd say 2013, them alongside Sheeta.
Around there, yeah, yeah.
And I was like, wow, these women are like I said, badass. Like they have aura, they have pageantry, like they have gimmicks, like they have this, that, and the other. And Kyrie, that elbow is just beautiful. Io, the way she flies with grace is beautiful.
The
Mayu,
moonsault is great.
yeah, like so I'm like, wow, these women are really good. And I remember even Meltzer just wilding out and back then.
Yep.
And then just like, but I get it. I get it in this case. Bucks, not so much. Kenny, I can get it to a certain degree, but these women, yeah, no, they're really good. They're really good at what they do, man. So no, I got no problems with Mayu being up. So
All right. Number 13, Io Sky.
I got
Yeah.
no problems with this either.
Oh
I mean,
man, I don't know. I think. Oh man.
was a women's
Well,
champion.
I think she needs to be a little bit higher, in my opinion. I gotta
Yeah,
hear the rest.
I got
I
it.
gotta hear the rest of the list, but I think she should be. I think she should be cracking top 10.
Yeah, I think so too. I got to see who's above her, but yeah, no, definitely because she was the women's champion. Feuded with Bailey. You know,
Went
was
to
a tag.
Japan and fought Iotani.
Yeah, and her and Bianca Belair. I mean, just recently, just had probably the greatest women's match in WWE television all year.
Yeah.
yeah,
Um, so I mean, she is phenomenal, man. Io Sky never phones it in.
no.
She gives it 1,000% and just throws her body caution to the wind. I love Io, man. That's why I was getting a little sad when Vince was like, I don't want to see it. I'm like, dude, like, come on, man. How do you not see it?
Yeah. Yeah.
I did not see it. A flying Japanese woman who willingly would go balls to the wall, man, for you in the company, dude. Like, come, how do you not see it? I just crazy, but no, yeah, I got to see who's above Io because I do think she deserves to be a little bit higher than this. And Io rarely loses either. By the way,
Right.
rarely loses, so that's another thing to consider as well.
Number 12, Liv Morgan.
I love
Um,
Liv. I love Liv Morgan. I think she's doing the work of her career.
A little
yeah,
too high.
However,
why?
I would not have her above Io.
Yeah,
No.
I
no,
think
not at all.
I think they rate her higher because of relevancy on TV
Yeah.
And obviously, the importance of what she's doing as far as storylines is concerned and character work is more important than EO. We know EO's a better wrestler in the ring. We know that. That's like, you'll be an idiot to say that, Liv Morgan's better than EO in the ring. But I think that's the reason why she's ranked higher. So I'm guessing that as between those two, they ranked her a little bit higher due to her relevancy.
Yeah.
All right.
No, I think that's a fair assessment right there.
Yeah. I don't
Number-
agree with it, but I think that's what they did.
No,
Number-
of course. And that's the thing to always consider when we talk about these lists.
Yeah.
Number 11, Roxanne Perez. She should be higher.
Yeah, should be.
She's top 10. At least
Yeah.
top 10 to me.
Easily top.
She is fucking I love Roxy so much, man. Met her thousands of times, not thousands of times, but a lot of times. Sweet girl, but taking the personal side aspect of it, I really think she's top 10 for the body work that she did last year. So
Last year, even going into this year, just trying to really fine tune this thing as a heel and just giving a lot of those girls down there the best matches of their careers. Yeah, that's a lot to consider, and the fact that she's carrying that division for the most part on her back. She's got a little help now with Steph and Julia and
Cora.
Delta coming in. Corey ain't carrying nobody to the promised land. Maybe on the mic.
No. I thought you meant she had help, as in Cora's helping her.
No,
like they're a tag team. That's what I thought you were saying. But no, I get.
No,
I
I
get
mean, as far as like carrying the division and doing
Yeah.
trying to help other girls get better to get to her level or at least somewhere close to it. That's what I meant. But yeah, definitely deserves to be higher in my opinion. Once again, I got to see who's above her here.
All right.
Because the list on the main roster should be paper thin if you ask me. But
Yeah.
yeah.
Number 10,
Mm-hmm.
Athena.
oh yeah, she's top 10.
Yeah.
I'll probably have her. I think 10. I think 10 is perfect.
Yeah.
Between
10
10
is
and like
perfect.
8. I don't think she should be higher than that.
She's carrying a dead brand.
She's carrying a dead brand. She's been champion for 2 years.
And
On a show
still,
that nobody watches.
and doesn't phone it in.
Oh, come on.
Especially for a show that nobody watches, does not phone it in. Has great match, and I'm not even a fan of hers like that. I think she's meh personally, but I can't deny that her matches are not some of the best, if not the best, on those Ring of Honor shows.
Fucking her and Ashita.
Oh yeah,
Well, what was the pay-per-view that she main event? It was her and Shida, right?
Yeah, wasn't Death Before Dishonor, right?
I believe
Glory by Honor?
where the one that she main evented. She also had a great one with Cheetah, but where one that she main event, I forget who was against who. That was a fucking tremendous match.
It was her and Willow.
Oh, it was Willow. Yeah, you are right. Yeah, that match was fucking.
Willow.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that match was
really
fucking
good.
fantastic.
I thought Willow was gonna win for a second.
Yeah, I thought so
I thought
too.
we had time for Willow. Yeah.
Yeah, but Athena, even though nobody watches it, has been carrying that brand and carrying that title. Whereas other, Mark Briscoe pops up with the Ring of Honor title, doesn't do anything relevant to Ring of Honor. The TV champion is Cage, but that belt has been, once again, something that's been kind of underneath the radar as well. Who are the tag team champions again? I don't even know. I really don't even care
The
either.
Ring of Honor tag team champions? I don't.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Yeah. But Athena has been the one constant for that brand, so I got to give her credit.
Well, the notion of nobody watching. Okay, fine. You know who is watching it? The people who made this list.
Yeah.
Well, no, I'm saying the people who made this list.
Mm-hmm.
Because the people who made this list are avid women's wrestler, avid
women's wrestling viewers.
Say it 3 times. Avid women's wrestling watchers. Say that 3 times very fast. So yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I got no problem with it. Given, like I said, giving her push, She's main event at pay-per-view, main event at Ring of Honor shows. Don't watch it, but got to give her credit for carrying a dead brand. Got to give her credit.
Just for argument's sake, Drew, where would you put Athena? Because obviously you don't see her top 10. Obviously you'll probably replace Roxy maybe with her.
I would go that route. I'd go that route with no issue.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I understand. Yeah.
Definitely replace her with number 9, Mariah May.
No, you got no love for Mariah May at all, Drew.
Wait.
Why is she in the 10?
You'll replace Athena with Mariah May?
No, I'd definitely take Mariah May off the top 10. Why is she top 10?
Why is she top 10?
Name one thing she's done besides winning the title before the evaluation
She
period.
had one of the best women's part of the best women's storyline in AEW history with Toni Storm.
The most relevancy. Remember what he said earlier. Now relevancy.
Yeah,
She should not be in top 10.
Oh God, they finally decided to dust off AR Fox so you can wrestle Ricochet. Get the fuck out!
Oh Jesus!
Hey, see that kind of shit. That kind of shit pisses me off. That's gonna be a great match, right? But we know AR Fox is gonna lose. He's not winning. Like that shit pisses me.
He's not winning that match.
Nope. But no, Mariah May shouldn't be top 10.
Who would you out of there? Who would you replace? So you already got Roxanne because you're gonna replace Roxanne with Athena. Would you replace Mariah with like Io?
Yes.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay. Any other closing thoughts before I go to 8?
Nah.
I think it'd be too hard on Mariah May.
Yeah, I mean Mariah May. I'm not the biggest fan of hers either. But you know, she was a part of one of the biggest women's storylines, if not the biggest.
They had a damn good match at All In as well.
Yeah, but her as champion now just kind of feels like an afterthought now.
That's Tony Khan's fault.
Yeah, that is his fault. That's been the theme of the night. I think that might be might need to be the title of the episode.
Yeah.
But yeah,
it's Tony Khan's fault.
It's all Tony Khan's fault. Tony Khan can't finish.
Yeah.
He can't stick the land some shit. But yeah, I just she was in something, a top women's program. And I think that's where a lot of it comes from, where she performed and played her part well. And I think she's reaping the benefits from that as far as like her placement on this list goes.
Number 8, Willow Nightingale.
I love Willow. One of the biggest, the best women's babyface wrestler, and I would go boldly to say in all America. She's just very bubbly, very happy. Can cut a good serious promo when she needs to be. So it's not just bubbly.
Tremendous match. I will argue to say that she's the best women's wrestler. Maybe the best. I'll put it to you this way: she's one of the best wrestlers in the world right now.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree. Like, I've never seen Willow Nightingale have a bad match.
And now I will say this: I probably put her a little bit lower. I'll still have her top 10, but I think that's probably where I'll have Roxy. I'll probably have Roxy. Yeah, I'll probably have Roxy around number 8, and probably have Willow around like number.
Well, you know why? You know why Roxy got her spot, right? Because these dweebs still hate NXT because it's not black and gold. So they're never gonna give Shawn Michaels' NXT any type of shine. So,
there you go.
At number 10 is just about as good as it's gonna get for Roxanne. But Willow had a good year. She held some gold. So, and like I said, don't phone it in, not at all. And very committed to being a babyface, where I'm not to the point where I'm not scratching my head going, what is she supposed to be again?
Right.
So, no, I definitely like Willow Nightingale a lot. And, it also helps that, RJ would love for her to braid his hair and bake him cookies and watch movies. Any type of
braid my hair.
Yeah, why don't you just come over and braid my hair,
baby?
That's right. Let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
Yeah, we're gonna watch
Beyond the Mat.
Beyond the Mat. Or what about Luck of the Irish?
The Luck of the Irish. Double teamed. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Might have a double entendre.
Let's watch a Disney Channel movie.
Shoot, shoot, shoot.
Number 7, Bailey.
I think she's ranked too high.
Yeah, I
I-
love me some Bailey, but I
this
think
is where I replace. I've swapped Bailey and Roxanne. I think Bailey is a little bit outside the top 10. I think Roxanne needs to be in that top 10, and those are the two I'm swapping as of right now.
because when you look at their body of work, right, Roxanne's been more consistent than Bailey.
Right.
Once again, not Bailey's fault. It just felt like, okay, Bailey won the Rumble, turned babyface, won the title at Mania. Nice, but the follow up was not good. The follow up was not good. Very lackluster, very mediocre. And it's just, I don't know, man. I love me some Bailey. Y'all know I love Bailey. You can't go wrong with pans with the yams, but it's just like, it's just, it hasn't been looking promising lately, bro. So I
She
agree with Justin. I agree.
she peaked at Mania. And this is coming from someone who loves Bailey. She had her moment at the Rumble, she had her moment at Mania. And again, not her fault. Well, maybe. Bailey, I'll say this. She suffers from what Randy Orton used to suffer from, which was when he wasn't motivated, you can tell. Bailey, ever since she won that title, it felt like she wasn't really motivated anymore. And this is coming from someone who loves Bailey, and it pains me to say it. So, I do agree with Justin. She might be ranked a little too high. I would gladly swap her with Roxanne because Roxanne has been more consistent in her reign. But yeah. Number 6, Saray.
Ever since she left WWE, she's been the best Japanese women's wrestler in the world.
Yeah.
She's been tremendous.
Oh, she has been all over the place, whipping ass.
She's Marigold's
Even-
ace right now. Like she's doing fantastic work.
Yeah, she is. And even the failed promotion that they tried this, what was it, Sock Bay or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
I tried to watch a couple of those shows, and the matches she was having, she had a little bit of a different gimmick where she was doing the braids like Julia for whatever reason.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember that, Justin, but yeah, she was doing that look for a good bit there.
Yeah.
And it was weird, but she was having great matches there too, and did not phone it in over there. So yeah.
She had a really good match with Julia too. Has one of Julia's last matches before she came over to WWE.
Yeah, and I'm still mad that it really didn't work out for her in WWE like it was supposed to. But she's riding this great wave of momentum right now, and it's definitely really good to see.
Number 5, Stephanie Vakor.
Oh yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Let me tell you something. She is man, she's fantastic. And let me tell you something. I'm not even gonna sit here and pretend like I was some longtime fan of hers. Like I've heard her name because I do watch a little CMLL. I'm a CMLL guy over AAA.
Yeah.
I just think CMLL
except for Triple Mania, because I gotta watch that Bollocks, man. That
Yeah,
shit,
no.
that shit sucks, but it's so fun to watch.
Yeah, I know it's a great clusterfuck to watch. It really is. But I'm more of a CMLL guy because I just think that wrestling is a whole lot more better and just more well constructed in my opinion. So
They
I've
don't
seen
have 65-year-olds just randomly out there.
Yeah,
Not in
no,
blood fuse in the main event. Like
no, they're not doing any of that shit. But now Stephanie's name has been on, been around for a while now, and you hear the name, you see her and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, okay, she's cool. Just, she's not who I'm here to see, but that's cool. But the match with Mercedes, man, this once again might be bold to say, but I thought she outclassed Mercedes in that match they had.
yeah, she was more impressive than Mercedes in that match. It was a great match, but
yeah,
they were both. Yeah,
Stephanie Vakir was whipping her ass and giving her the business to the point where I'm like, I didn't want Mercedes to win. I want Stephanie Vakir to just fucking just take this belt, and I want her to run wild on AEW, but obviously that didn't happen by a long shot. And instead, she went to the other side. She went to the E. So
Yeah.
Where she's
That
gonna
was the match. So she had the match against Mercedes, and that was basically like WWE, like, oh, who's this? Oh yeah, we're getting her.
we're getting this.
They
We're
were
snatching this girl up.
that match made her basically got her signed to WWE. If she
Yeah.
didn't have that good of a match, she would not be in WWE right now.
Yep.
Right.
Yep. That is true. That is a fact. Because the timing, I mean, the timing. Come on, man. The timing is
Yeah.
very suspicious. The timing is very suspicious.
Very, very much
So,
so.
Well, also we talked about it. There was the whole thing with Roosh being friends
Yeah.
with.
Yeah,
Alexa,
and
so-
that was one. That was the one thing I did bring up too as well. So, yeah.
yeah. Yeah, that's another thing
Uh,
as well. There's a lot of heat there. But a
But she
couple
looked
of
great.
other
But she looked
with a
great
couple other
yesterday.
people.
She looked great
Yeah, she looked
yesterday.
great yesterday. Yeah, when Rince Claire was bumping around forward and stuff like that. So, yeah, no, it's she's gonna be fine. She's gonna be fine. I think she's definitely got an aura to her. Nobody looks like her. Nobody's built like her, so that's always good. You're gonna stand out because look, here's the thing: you can't just book for. I felt like Vince never understood this. He wanted the book for basically what he wanted to see and what he figured people wanted to see. Instead of now Triple H and Shawn Michaels have girls for everybody now. You got strong, sexy black women and stuff like that. You got sexy Japanese women. You got sexy white women. You know, you got your gothic badass sexy women, the muscle mommies, pin me daddy, whatever you want to say, whatever floats your boat and tickles your fancy. You got it. You got it now. You got the variety. This is what I'm pretty much saying now. And she definitely helps with that a whole lot with how stand out as she looks and everything like that. So and it helps that she can wrestle and she has a badass aura to her. Like her fits outside the ring is badass. She be walking to the ring with the fucking button up shirt and fucking jeans and shit and the boots ready to fucking fight. And it's like, yeah, nah, she's this woman she is sensational. She is sensational. So yeah, no, definitely deserved. And all the championships that she won even before. Um coming to NXT and stuff like that. I mean, look at her resume, man. You can't argue with that. She's been all over the place, so definitely well deserved. Love Steph.
Drew.
Yari.
Drew just died over there.
Oh God.
Are you on mute? Oh, his he got kicked out. That happened to me too, where I got kicked out. So not a big deal. Not a big deal. I'm sure Drew will be back here in a second.
Drew got kicked out of his own show.
Well, yeah. Well, it's Discord. You know, Discord is
His coach jumping and bumping, huh?
yeah. Well, Discord ain't the best either. So you know, this Discord likes to be a little bitch sometimes. You know, but
Yeah. No
yeah.
joke. It
All right.
happens to the
Well,
best.
I will. Well, I got the list up here, and we'll move on until Drew gets back. Number 4, So I don't know. I think it's Micah. I think that's how you pronounce it. Micah. It's not Mike Hay. So Micah.
That's the girl from Stardom,
From
right?
Stardom. Yeah. I'll be honest. I don't know much about her.
Me neither.
I've seen some clips. She's very young. And she can wrestle pretty well. So you know how they start you off over there in Stardom, where you can fucking go in the ring like you're
Hello.
like it's nobody's business. Yeah, hello.
All right. Am I back?
Yeah.
Okay. Good. I don't know what the fuck happened. Yeah. Long story short, RJ was talking. All of a sudden, the sound went off, and I fixed something, and I obviously fucked up something on my end. But I'm
No
back.
worries.
That's all that matters. Where are we at? Number 4.
Yeah,
Micah. No idea who that is.
Yeah. But I will say this about Micah though. From just little clips I've seen, I like her and Hanako's
Nice.
chemistry.
Yeah.
They got really good chemistry though. I will say that about her.
I can see why she's number 4. I'll put it to you that way. I can
Yeah,
see why. Well, I'll put it to you this way. I can see why she's in the top 10. Number 4, debatably, but again, we've gotten things before, like over the last couple of years, like, oh, who's Suri, who is Julia, right? Questions came up about that last year. Now people love these women, right? So
Yeah.
it's like, who's Stephanie Vecchio, who's Mayu Itai. So again, you may not know her now, but they're ranked this high. They're ranked this high for a reason, and I think we're gonna be hearing more about them in the future. So she's number 4. We'll see. We'll see if, because she's very young too. I can see AEW. I can see WWE getting a hold of her, because they like to get these talents from overseas when they're young, to mold them. So yeah.